Hey guys, welcome back to Kinfolk Farm. Appreciate you guys stopping by. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We are in a competition. We're in the last chance cook-off competition. My entry for today is going to be something a little different, something I haven't done before. It's going to be a Muscadine hickory smoked pork butt. It's going to be glazed in some Muscadine jelly that we got the muscadines from our vineyard. And the butt will be from pigs that we raised last year. This thing ought to turn out really, really good, so stick around. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to add just a little tin of water. And we do this because we're using what's called a side box smoker. It's got the box on the side, the heat goes through, the smoke and heat goes through, comes out the exhaust at the top, and they tend to get a little dry. They can really get dry because it's steady pushing that moisture out. So I like to keep a little tin of water in there just to keep a little moisture inside the grill. We're going to start out injecting our meat with some apple juice. Okay, after injecting our butt with about 2 cups of apple juice, whatever we had remaining, we just put in the bottom of the pan just to keep a little moisture in. Next, we're going to glaze this thing with our muscadine jelly that my wife made. And then next, we'll add some brown sugar. There she is, ready for the grill. Well, we'll add another hickory brick. Now we don't want this thing too hot. I want it about 270 to 300 for 8 to 9 hours. I'll do it the first 5 hours uncovered, so to get a nice smoke ring on the meat, and then I'll bring it off, put it in another pan, wrap it with some apple juice, and we'll finish the cook for another 3 or 4 hours just to get that temp right where we want. This thing is going to be delicious. Well, another thing is, as you noticed, I don't add a bunch of spices to make a special rub. I like a nice sweet barbecue, but we will make our own homemade barbecue sauce, so stick around. I think you'll like that. It'll be a little sweet, a little spicy. I think you guys are going to get a kick out of it. This thing has been cooking perfect all day. Normally when it's hot outside, I can't keep the temperature down. It seems like today I've been fighting trying to keep it up. I mean, it's absolutely couldn't cook no better. Let's open the lid and see what it looks like. I haven't even looked at it yet. Ooh, look at that. Tell me that doesn't look good. Now, I know some people like to cook fat side on top. Some people like fat side on bottom. I change it up. Most of the time I do fat side on the top, but this time I wanted, with that jelly and the brown sugar, it really sat on here thick. I wanted a nice sweet crust on here. So that's the reason I went fat side down. I wanted that meat, the burnt-in type texture. I wanted that, and it is looking fantastic. We're going to take it off now, go put it in another clean pan, wrap it, put some apple juice in here, set it back on here for another 3 to 4 hours, and this thing should be fantastic. This is always the fun part, taking this big chunk of meat out and moving it. Well, next we'll just add some apple juice to the pan, and I just put enough to really cover the bottom. That's about all. Then we'll try to wrap it with some aluminum. We'll try to wrap it with some aluminum foil the best we can. Now we'll just set it back on the grill for another 3 or 4 hours. Just whatever your preference. I usually try to go 4 hours, but my grandkids are coming and I know they're coming hungry, so maybe 3 hours. I mean, look at this thing. It has just been absolutely perfect. I keep thinking I'm doing something wrong. I never can keep my temperature with these side box smokers that perfect. I want one in pellet smokers so bad I can't stand it. But we cut down a huge hickory tree a couple of years ago, and I got all this hickory wood, so we're going to wait till all that hickory wood's gone. But that turned out looking really good. Next, we're going to go in and start on our barbecue sauce, our muscadine jelly barbecue sauce. I think you guys are going to like this. All right, guys, for our sauce, we're going to need a medium little saucepan. We're going to need about 10 ounces of grape jelly, which we're using our muscadine jelly because we're muscadine growers and we have tons of it. A Heinz chili sauce, some liquid smoke, some ground mustard, some ground chipotle seasoning, black pepper, and some apple cider vinegar. All right, guys, on a medium heat, we're going to add our chili sauce. And then we're going to add our jelly. Next, we're just going to add 1.5 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And while stirring, we'll add 1 tablespoon of the dry mustard, so it doesn't clump up. Then we'll add 1/2 teaspoon of the chipotle powder. And then next we'll add about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Next will be the 1 teaspoon of liquid smoke. Oh yeah, that added a lot of aroma. I love that. Well, I wish you guys were here to enjoy this with us. It smells absolutely amazing. Kim was in the kitchen, in the living room, and could smell it all the way in there. It smells fantastic. We'll let this sit and simmer for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll throw it on some meat, and we'll throw it down our bellies. Well, that sauce turned out fantastic. I'm super excited about putting it on our barbecue. We're gonna crack this thing open. We've let it sit for about a half hour after the coals died out. So it's been about 9 hours. I let the coals die out at about 8 hours. We're just sort of letting it rest a little bit. We're gonna bring it in now, uncover it, chop it up, and it's not gonna be a pulled pork, it's gonna be more of a chopped pork. But this thing is gonna be fantastic. I can't wait. at that. This thing turned out beautiful. Look at that. Really, really nice. Oh my God. Is it good? Mm-hmm. Real good? Mm-hmm. All right, final result was one big bone for the dogs. I have 2 German Shepherds, so we'll have to freeze this and save it for the next cookout because they'll kill each other over this. A little bit of fat left and a ton of pork. And I'm excited to try this thing, so stick around. We're going to put this on a bun and see how it tastes. Put some meat on our bun. Add our sauce. And I like a little coleslaw on my barbecue. How about that? Doesn't that look good? A little muscadine wine. Muscadine pork butt, muscadine jelly, barbecue sauce, and of course, muscadines for dessert. All right, let's see how this thing tastes. I'm excited. Oh my God. I win. That is probably the best barbecue I think I've ever made. All because I was in this contest. Last chance cook-off. This was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for letting me be a part of it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I love you guys to death, and we'll see you on the next one.